Hi everyone, welcome back. So for today's video, this is something we thought was very important to share with you all. Just that things don't always go as planned when you're working with these animals. My dad was on a nice trot in the forest with the boys when all of a sudden Riley tripped and went down, so he ended up with a wreck. Yes, both horses were okay and so was my dad, but I'm going to let him do the voiceovers now so that he can explain what he was doing and why as he tried to get Riley unhooked from the implement and get him up again.
Hi everyone, so the fall's coming up shortly.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
So you can see they calm down very, very quickly, which is great. Me doing my best to calm down. You could probably hear it in my voice. I was a bit nervous because Charlie almost panicked and he was obviously heading towards Riley. Horses are very good about not trying to step on each other when something like that happens. So at this point it was just get Charlie off of Riley, essentially get him unhooked. And you can see as I was coming to the front, and that's just a normal reaction. Riley's like, am I supposed to get up? Am I supposed to go? But my priority here was to get Charlie unhooked, get him out of the way, and then get to work on getting Riley out of the mess that he's in. And really from this point forward, both the horses were fantastic. Charlie's just waiting for me to do what I need to do to be able to walk him away. And it's kind of tough. You want to get in there and work as quick as you can, but if one of them starts to panic, I'm going to be in a bit of trouble myself. So. But again, they responded to my request just to stay calm and not panic too much given the situation. So at this point, I've got Charlie off, and I'm just going to walk him out of the way. But you can really see the sort of mess Riley got himself into. So he's got both of his back legs over top of the tongue, and his front legs are just underneath. So I'm just kind of crossing my fingers at this point that, he's not going to overreact and get himself into trouble. This is not the first time I've had a horse go down while we were working, and the last time it happened, it was quite the ordeal because it was Mable, and she actually started to panic a little bit and got herself completely turned around. So her head was back facing towards the evener, and she was also kind of wrapped around the tongue in the same way, and it took me about 45 minutes to fix that. Everybody was fine, and she was great once she calmed down, but it was a bit of an ordeal. So now at this point, I'm looking at Riley, and it's kind of hard to tell, but everything is so tight, so I can barely move the neck yoke around. And again, I'll stress the importance of trying to remain calm when this happens, but of course you just want to fix the situation. So in this case, it takes me a few minutes to realize what I need to do to loosen things up. Because he wasn't hurt or panicking, I wasn't looking to start cutting the harness off him if I needed to, but things were so tight up at his neck strap and what's called the martingale or pole strap that goes underneath. I just had no wiggle room whatsoever. You can kind of see the way that it is. He was actually laying back because, of course, the momentum that Charlie had and the sled had brought that side forward, so he was really towards the slid back, and it made everything very, very tight. And I was trying to find just a little bit of slack somewhere to try and unclip that while keeping him calm and not wanting, to put any downward pressure on the tongue just given how it was laying over his front legs. And I had no flexibility to try and get it around his front legs at least, and then things would be fine after that because it was just so tight. Again, I was just so pleased with both horses showing me the utmost impatience. Charlie just waiting for us to do whatever we're doing, and Riley just lying there. I'll say this is a bit odd, especially for Riley, because we've only, in the 4 or 5 months that he's been here, seen him laying down once. We know that he does. And another thing we've noticed with him, he's just coming around to us, approaching him when he's grazing or, off halter or whatever. He was a little bit hesitant or would move away from us at first. Although once we're asking him to be haltered and working with him, he's absolutely wonderful. Very sweet horse, very willing, and very, I don't like to use the word obedient, but so it was strange that he sat so calmly. At this point, I realized all I needed to do was undo the quarter straps, which I did about 20 seconds ago, and that released all of the tension. And at this point, I was just making sure there was nothing in the way. As we're pretty close to him, at least being able to make an attempt to get up. Once I get the time out of the way here.
Easy.
And you can see, even though he's technically in a position to do it.
All right. Get up.
He's going to wait
Charlie.
for a little more of my guidance.
Charlie,
I think what really motivated him was he caught Charlie perhaps leaving and now me leaving.
Good boy. Good boy. Come on, Riley. Attaboy.
And
Get up. Come on, bud.
up he
Good
goes.
boy.
That grunt is normal. He does that every time he gets up.
You okay? Whoa. You okay?
I'm going to take a few minutes now just to make sure he's okay.
Boy.
Calm him down.
Careful. Good boy. Whoa. Whoa. Good boy. You fell down. I know. That happens, eh? Good boy. Whoa. Whoa.
Just giving him a bit of a hug here. I like to do that with my horses and let him know everything's okay. Now just going to check over him, make sure he's not cut or any damage or anything like that while I hook up the harness. With respect to the harness, there's an argument I could have taken it off before attempting to get up. I didn't see that he'd have any trouble with that, but it's probably something I should have done. It would have been fairly easy at that point, just to be sure he didn't get caught and cause another problem with him getting up. But hindsight's 20/20, and everything works out the way I chose to do it. And I'm just going to check inside his legs, especially the ones that were close to the tongue. Make sure again he's not cut or sensitive or anything like that. I'll mention our pups actually did excellent. They follow us around the farm, of course. And they're only about 7 months old, and they stayed right back. They got for whatever reason, understood that there was a bit of a situation here and that their help is not required. So it was kind of funny here, the step forward that he did as I was rubbing down is what he would do if we were asking him.
A little bit of a wreck there. Everybody's okay. It happens. It's a bit slippery. I guess he kind of lost his footing. He's all good. I'll hook him back up. They both did very well. We caught all that. You know, once I got them to stop. Or Charlie anyways, he calmed right down, and Riley calmed right down and let me get him out of the mess. It's great. These things happen with horses. Kind of like getting a tractor stuck, but as long as they calm right down, everybody's okay. He's good. Yeah.
So I'm going to correct myself there. It's not necessarily like getting a tractor stuck. I was just trying to find an appropriate comparison. And oddly enough, it's not as slippery as I thought it was. We walk this trail almost every day. And the horses are taken through it multiple times a day. That being said, it is just a trail through our forest, so there's little dips and stuff like that. And this was actually either the second or third run through that day. And it was just one of those things. It's a kind of a funny little spot. I'm thinking, you know, it might have had a bit of an elevation difference, who knows, but it's not very slippery. There's even hills on here and they don't slide on them. It's not hard packed snow at all or anything like that. At this point here, I was just trying to get them lined back up again, and it was very, very sweet. It's kind of hard to tell. Obviously you can see Riley, but he would not leave my side. If I took a step forward, he came with me, and you know, maybe he just wanted to get over to Charlie, but I kind of, you know, saw it as him really just trying to get over, and he's like, I'm not leaving your side at this point. And it was very, very sweet. I had a bit of trouble with this part, and likely we're just in a very weird spot for them not to be hooked up, and you know, getting them hooked up as both a team and then onto an implement. This is not something we tend to do in the middle of the forest like that. So. And even once I got them sort of tied back together, I'm going to grab the neck yoke shortly and just hook that up to begin with. I tried turning them around, backing them in to the tongue, and it just didn't really work. So you'll see shortly what I ended up doing.
Easy. Yeah. Easy. Easy.
And again, they were great here. Alexa had actually cut a little trail, and I just was very lucky that this incident happened where it did. It made it very easy to walk around. And
whoa. Back. Back. Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa. Sorry about that, folks. Whoa! GoPro died there. They're raring to go already. And here we go. Riley looks good. Easy. Some folks may ask why I didn't just walk them back, but as long as he's not injured, this is the best thing for him. Get him back in, get him working, shake it off. You know, much like us, you know, these are professional athletes or world-class athlete. Sorry about that, guys, as I like to say. And you know, if you've never seen a football player or hockey player, baseball player, whatever, fall down while they're working, slip and fall. It's just kind of what it is. You hope nobody gets hurt when these things happen, but you know, sometimes the horse's signals get crossed or whatever, and so be it. But it's all good. He's raring to go, so I'm gonna go concentrate. Okay, bye, folks.